Welcome to the messy middle. No, we don't actually have an intro planned yet. Frank, weren't you supposed to be doing that via AI?
What? No, just like having some kind of video or something like that, like at the beginning. Just like a jingle and some video.
So I thought you were good at hiring those people on Upwork to do these type of things for you. So what's going on?
What's going on is I have a team now of 9 people I have to manage and prepare OKRs and do a bunch of shit, and I'll do that maybe in Iceland together. We'll figure it out. I've been busy is what happened.
But that just sounds like you're just going to be spending our holiday working. Wow.
It's not work. It's fun. It's messy middle. Entrepreneurs. I mean, like, what would you do? That's like we're you're an entrepreneur in holidays. We talked about it before. You know, it's like, what do you think we're gonna do? I'm not gonna talk about business. I love that. Okay, every time you'll talk to me about business when I'll see you, then you have to buy me, I don't know, I guess a drink or something. We'll do that.
That's gonna be like
maybe we'll do a $10 cookie jar.
$1,000 in Iceland because it's so expensive there. But if we go to Costco, to be fine. So it's the date today is December 26th, 2023.
Mm-hmm. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Everybody who's Eastern Orthodox, they don't celebrate for a while. Obviously, I don't celebrate. I'm Jewish.
Of course you do. You have it's like a tree behind you. I don't know. I can't see. Everybody likes Christmas.
These are all we have a tree. We have a tree. I mean, look, let's be real. In America, Christmas is extremely secular. Nobody even knows really. Was that Jesus' death or Jesus' birth? Who's Jesus?
I thought Christmas is when we celebrate Coca-Cola, but it's
yep. Nastya, my wife, we went to the Rockettes and she couldn't believe it because she's like, they somehow took the whole Rockette show and it's so commercialized. I'm like, well, it's always been. She's never been there, but she couldn't believe it. They took Santa Claus and it was like a mall Santa Claus, and then he's actually the real Santa Claus. And she's like, it's so American. And then the show is not really religious. And then at the end of the show, they have the birth of Jesus and they have the 3, kings and this and that. And she goes, it kind of blew my mind because growing up in Russia, it's just, it was an atheist country forever. And then, you have Eastern Orthodox. So it's whatever. Merry Christmas. That's what we'll say. We'll just get over it. Happy holidays. But I had an interesting thing, and then I want us to get into our predictions. Happened last week. We went to the Nutcracker as well. Obviously, we did celebrate the Nutcracker and the Rockettes and the tree and everything. And I'm convinced. I could be totally wrong, but I'm convinced. And see, maybe the audience could help us out. Our 8 listeners, or do we have 7 subscribers now? I don't know. That Marissa Mayer sat behind us at the Nutcracker. We had like some fancy pants seats. Always get good seats, and we looked like her. She was wearing a mask, so I couldn't really tell. But it was her family, and her husband. And the husband wasn't wearing a mask. And I'm like, that looks like her husband too. But my joke was, luckily she didn't ruin the Nutcracker like she ruined Yahoo. She was,
oh wow.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't
see that coming.
I didn't say that to her. I mean, I didn't even say hello. But then I was in Bergdorf's on Sunday or Saturday, and she was there too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But it was the same mask and the same coat. So if we can ping Marissa Mayer, we could tag her. Was that Marissa? She
threw great parties. I remember that.
Yeah, she does. And I'm kidding. She didn't ruin Yahoo. She just didn't realize enough value out of Yahoo. Because Yahoo, I mean, the crazy thing with Yahoo, which people don't know, is Yahoo had like a third of Alibaba, something crazy. That was what their whole market value. Yahoo is valued at like $1 billion or $3 billion.
I don't know what you think, Teddy, but it looks to me Gabriel is trying to escape any kind of prediction. Is it scary to make predictions?
Predictions. I've got them here. Okay, but let's have Frank go first because.
No. I thought we would do Shifumi on this one.
Okay, let's do rock paper scissors. Let's see, rock paper.
Okay, sure. The one who loses goes first, right? We're agreeing on that.
Okay, so we just do one round of rock paper scissors.
Sure.
Rock, paper,
scissors, shoe. So it's rock paper scissors shoe, right?
Is it rock paper scissors shoe? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, rock paper scissors, and then you do your thing, right? Oh no. 1, 2, 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You have to say it at the same time. Everybody says it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Rock,
Rock, paper,
scissors, shoot. You guys are like awful. You're all...
I beat you both
Okay, so it's
3
between
times.
it's
Come
between
on.
Gabriel and I.
Last. I'm going last.
Okay, Gabriel, you and I, ready? You have to say it. Can you say it?
Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot. And you do it. Just don't wait for me, okay? Let's go back. It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Not rock, paper. Okay,
oh my
ready?
God.
1, 2, 3. Go. Rock, paper, scissors. No, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, you have to get the rhythm right. Ready?
This is the last time.
No, but you have to do it right. If not, it's cheating, right? 1, 2, 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Just he does it on purpose.
First, it's fine. So
good. You're last.
You go. You go. Yeah, I'm gonna go first.
Second. I'm second, and Teddy is number 3. Good.
I think we wasted 36 seconds of people's lives just doing.
I'll cut the video.
It's better than 5 minutes. Let's go.
Don't worry. We'll edit that out with AI. We'll say, please edit.
All right.
Okay.
So how many predictions do you have?
I only have 3 categories.
All right. 3 is good.
Nice.
So I wanted to pick 3 categories. I'm going to do space, AI, and IPOs / financings. For space, and look, we can discuss this. I don't know how we want to do these predictions, but we can just say our predictions and then go from there. For space, I think Starship will make it past orbit this time, or whatever it's supposed to be doing, go up, not explode, and have a successful sort of next stage of its life, versus having an anomaly occur. I think it'll be interesting to watch that, but I also know that Elon, every second that Starship does not make it past orbit or further, is thinking about that's each 1 second less for humanity to survive in a single planet species. So I think that we're going to see a lot of progress with Starship this year. And then there's a company that I'm invested in called Astronis. And I'm just disclosing that I'm investing in it. So don't, take this as, investment advice, as Teddy wanted to say beforehand, which I always think when crypto guys say that, they're just like, don't take it as investment advice. I have this token. It's great. Just listen. You should buy it. I mean, it's not advice. But I think Astronis will successfully send up some more satellites this year and will fix the malfunction that they had last year with the satellite. I think they have 3 to 4 that are going up. And they will become a new option for geostationary sats. AI, I think Stability AI will fail. I think it'll go bankrupt. I'm not picking like a direction of where AI is heading, because I think everybody's going to say that, but I think Stability AI as a company is just not going to exist next year. And IPOs and financings, I think there's going to be a ton of IPOs. I think VCs are going to lose the value in their latest their last financing round before these IPOs occur. And why do I think these IPOs are going to happen is because I think bankers are hungry for the fees to get out. And no matter what, they'll even use their balance sheet to finance some of these IPOs to go out. And in doing so, we'll create a new sort of rush to the IPO market. I don't necessarily know if SPACs will come back into play, but a few SPAC bankers have reached out to me saying, we're amping up for a very hot SPAC season. I disagree with that. So those are my 3 predictions for the year between space, AI, and financing. And I have one 4th one, which is more like a fun personal one. I predict that I will have some cash flow again that is not from me selling shares. And I'll have some new exciting adventure to embark upon that will totally be a nightmare when it begins, but it'll be a lot of fun. So those are my predictions.
Very good. Quick question, Stability AI, why?
I think Stability AI is going to fail, not because of their models, not because of it being, open source, right? They're open source. It's because of their leadership. The CEO had a crazy sort of expose on him from Forbes, and discussed all the things that he did in his past, plus some shady stuff. The second reason is because if you look at their Glassdoor, I think they have less than 2 stars or half a star review, and every single executive on their management team has left, and major researchers that they recruited have left. And their last financing round, which was led by Intel. Why was it led by Intel? Is because Intel wants them to use the chips that Intel is making. Their lead investor from their first round that raised $100 million declined to invest again, and actually sent a note to the CEO to ask him to resign. So I think it's not going to make it because of recruitment issues, not because of the path that they're picking compared to OpenAI. And also they have less than, historically $200 million of financing. And to only raise 50 million in this most recent round, of being such a hot company, makes it extremely challenging for them to operate in the market in 2024.
Awesome.
What is? Am I wrong about any of these? Are these going to be like? What do we?
I wasn't.
We'll see.
No. I'm curious. Okay, so we should do our predictions, and then we should say which ones we think are bullshit. So, okay, Frank, you go.
That could have been a fun game. I give you 3 predictions. One of them bullshit. You have to guess which one. But I don't know. I think the thing I was reflecting on recently, and I was sharing with you, is as I tried to build something in AI, it's always I always see what's gonna happen, and I'm kind of negative on some aspect of it. But then I remember the blog post, and because I have the same syndrome as Fabrice Grinda, about how it's easy to be right, but the timing does matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think things are more complex. I mean, it's easy to see, right? Everybody's very confused. Everything moves too fast. There's too many papers all the time, and so no one really knows. Even the people who are really good at that, everybody agrees to say there's something happening, but it's really hard to follow. So hard to follow is the main theme for 2023 and 2024. And while it's easy to imagine things are going to be a little bit more faster, the issue with AI is it's not a science.
Mm-hmm.
So we have no tool to predict. So what might happen is we're going to train some AI on 5 trillion parameters, and it's going to be, or 10 trillion parameters, and it's going to be full of surprise and be like, holy shit, now it understands physics. Or it's going to be reverse, and it's going to be, oh, now it's dumb. And so I don't know which one is going to happen. Are we plateau or not? And so anyway, so I tried to make predictions that are just for 2024. And I tried to make bets that are comprehensible and measurable.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, the thing that I've always been excited about AI, and I saw the most recent publication by Meta and their model, and I think we're getting there really fast, to me, is people are going to talk. I think next year we're going to have the first public major talk of some sort that's going to be translated in every language. And that's going to be a big deal. People, I don't think, realize that translation is a big deal with AI, but the fact you can translate people with their own voice is even crazier. So I don't know if it's going to be for the Olympic Games. I'm not sure if it's going to be a US address in different language with the same voice, but I think people will realize how powerful translation, of an impact will have on society because of AI. And that's not tiny. I think jobs can be replaced because of that. And I don't think it made it to the news, but a lot of the news were about what should we do with that. But I think soon we'll see a lot of news about what happened when you can translate anyone. I think on the venture side, great time to launch a business in AI next year. Let's not forget about augmented reality. We're going to re-talk a lot about it, when Apple will release their stuff. And I think the business model for AI is quite clear. It's going to be plugging models together, stitching a bunch of APIs together, whatever the last upgrade is, and towards either rebooting existing business when there's enough, margin to rebuild something and to create margin, or to integrate in existing business and increase margin. So to me, at least, that's kind of an obvious one. Then the next one I would make, this one I'm not sure what's going to happen, but definitely we're going to talk a lot about Taiwan next year. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Taiwan. New elections coming up. China has a great window to put pressure on Taiwan. So I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly we start to all become expert in Taiwan and Chinese politics next year.
I mean, like David posting, or everybody on X is now an expert on Taiwan. Say the time I had Taiwanese cuisine at.
Yeah, it's like COVID. It's like it's like we all became expert in whatever's in the news, and I feel like everybody became an expert in Ukraine, in Gaza, Israel, and now it's going to be in Taiwan. So very, very worried about that, especially since next year there's, I think, 19. I don't want to say the wrong number, but anyway, like a lot of major elections happening at the same time around the world. You have the US, you have Taiwan, I think you have Russia. There's a couple of things in Europe, and so definitely like the geopolitical landscape is moving a lot next year. But to me, the only thing I can be certain of is still a war in Ukraine. I was talking to a friend of mine, my co-founder Gilles, who was telling me, from his point of view, what's going to happen is Europe will have to double down on helping Ukraine, because the US will do less of that because of the US debt. So I think the US will drop help a little bit on Ukraine. Europe will have to take over. A lot of pressure on Europe. Taiwan, definitely a lot of tension. I don't see Israel and Gaza slowing down. Maybe Iran might go there. So again, a lot of question marks, but definitely more political tension. And again, a lot of Taiwan. And at a personal level, like I'm confident I'm going to launch something new, and I'm also confident that Electis is going to grow really, really well. Like I keep watching the number we have, and very happy with that. Same with Massive. So that's it.
Who's going to win the presidency?
Ooh, tough one. I don't know. Honestly, it's like there's so many scenarios, right? Trump could win, but then he will not have majority after. Biden could win, but then he might not have majority also in the other chamber. Kennedy, the other one, like all of them can die. They're all 80 years old and don't look super healthy. I have no idea what's going to happen. I really don't know. But I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Vivek, I think, is just want to have a job with Trump, from what I understand.
Vivek has
so
no
I don't
chance.
know. No, so I think one thing is certain, though, when you look at the US, is you look at the US debt. It's very high. Has to be addressed. Growth, I guess, is okay, but like we're like, it's kind of weird because we have, the interest rate went down, which to me makes no sense. But anyway, so I don't see, or we're not going to cut budget in the military next year. I really don't see. I might be wrong, but so I don't think it's good news for Ukraine, because if not, the only way you can, I don't see us cutting any other budget in in healthcare or in anything else. So anyway, we'll see. But I don't think who wins will really matters for that.
You mean for the budget cuts
2024
and for the economics? Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you'll have to go through budget cuts, and there's not many things you can cut.
Yeah. I think,
and especially there's not going to be like a strong victory of anyone. No one is going to win by land. It's going to be like 49 versus 51, or it's like the country is very divided.
I mean, it hasn't been in many years, right? I mean,
so
what did Obama?
So then you don't have a lot of political power to do much.
Did Obama win by a landslide? I can't remember. No way.
I think the first one in 2007, maybe. It was a good victory. After that, no.
Okay.
Anyway, so, but AI is good.
Happy AI.
And then on the war side, I mean, I know we were texting about this beforehand because we didn't want to tell anybody our predictions, other than Frank loves to spew it out a little bit. Do you think?
I don't see peace next year. Yeah.
Do you think China is actually going to invade Taiwan next year? Or do you think they're just gonna push?
I don't know. It's odd. I mean, like I don't see China doing it, because they always do it, like very slowly and patiently. But at the same time, it's so logical for them to do it next year. It's like the right time.
Because then they could start a war. I mean, it would be a World War III if they invade.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not sure. Would you, like, for a world war to happen, you have, like, China has all the legitimacy to invade Taiwan from their point of view because of Chiang Kai-shek, because of all of that. So to them, it's like, it's personal. It shouldn't scale. The US, would support Taiwan, but after that, again, like the world it's all about like playing chicken, right? It's It's like what Russia did. Russia was like, I'm going to invade Ukraine because I don't think it's going to escalate too much, and so far it didn't. I don't know.
Okay, Teddy, your predictions, and then we'll talk more about entrepreneurship stuff in Messy Middle and less about world wars.
Sorry, it's 2024. Like, it's definitely going to be a big subject next year.
Well, no, also it's a big subject because it affects everything that we're working on, the decisions that we make for the things that we want to do. So instead of doing a social media app, you might want to do something that is a little bit more
robots. War robot.
Peace robots.
I bought a robot for Christmas, so that's my other news.
Which one?
It's Jesus. Actually, I don't know the name. It's like some Chinese company who make them. So I don't know. I'll give you the exact name.
Okay,
it's from Hiwonder. Hiwonder.
Hiwonder.
And it's and I got the Jet Rover.
Jet Rover.
Jet Robber?
Rover. Jet Rover.
Rover.
And it runs with a Jetson. Jetson is the NVIDIA platform for AI and robotics.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. I just want to explore what's possible with robotics and AI, because it's better than talking to people, just to really see it. And I did that 10 years ago and it sucked, and my conclusion was, nah, too soon. So I'll try again and see if it's better.
I think I like the idea of how we all like to tinker versus talk. I mean, obviously I like to talk and Frank likes to talk and Teddy likes to tinker more, but we all kind of like to actually do, like we did the Pizza Unchained last year or the year before.
The year before.
It was the year before. Oh my God, it was already the year before. We did Pizza Unchained to test out the NFTs. I don't know what we're doing for AI. We're figuring something out, and now we're
GPT.
Yeah.
Okay, your predictions, Teddy.
I have 3 categories mainly. I'll start with the more vague category towards more precise one. So the first one is longevity. This year, I've spent some time in the space trying to figure out what's going on in the longevity space, mainly because I think it's interesting. Met some interesting people there, and I don't quite know what's gonna. I can't really predict, but I know that we're gonna see a lot of longevity startups because somehow it's getting more and more popular. Judging by that event, seeing on X how many people are excited. It's way too early right now, but I think people like Brian Johnson.
Just to double down on that, Gabriel, you sent me an intro to a common friend actually, and he wants to launch also longevity startup.
Yeah. So I think we're going to see a lot of startups, not a lot of results, because those startups will see the outcomes maybe in 5 years. But I think 2024, many of these people that I at least met are looking into starting longevity startups. Yep. The second one is Web3. I'm in the space. I love Web3. I always thought of it as a infrastructure layer of the internet. And I think 2023 was a year where we saw a lot of companies working in Web3, but not really talking about Web3. So it's really becoming a key part of a lot of applications. One example would be Starbucks, their rewards program. They don't talk about NFTs. They talk about collectibles. They talk about getting rewards, sharing. You buy a coffee, you get this type of, sticker. So we use the common terms while the background is still Web3. So I think we're going to see a lot of successful companies that were
working. You have a prediction on Bitcoin price for 2024?
Yeah, that's another one. I'm not sure about the price. I think it will surpass. There are 2 things that will happen this year. One is the ETF approvals. ETFs being approved by SEC, so we'll see how that goes. But
will it go or will it not? Will it be approved or not?
Yeah, but like if it's approved, I think it will be. I mean, my prediction would be it will be approved, and I think it becomes it becomes more accessible, right? A lot of people will indirectly invest into Bitcoin, but also the whole space will.
We're gonna put their retirement in Bitcoin.
You're getting trustworthiness by having these institutions backing Bitcoin. So that's going to be interesting.
totally.
But another thing is the halving event, which is happening around April, roughly. I'm not sure about the date. So those two things will impact the price. And I expect it will surpass the 60-something mark from 2-3 years ago. But
so
that's
one of those where you think it's going to go to 1 million next year, and you won't eat your body parts if it goes to 1 million or something.
Yeah, I don't see how that's going to happen. Yeah.
Our favorite friend, John McAfee, I mean, he's not really a friend or a favorite, but
He's our ghost friend.
He's our ghost friend. What will he do when it gets to 1 million as a ghost?
Yeah.
Come back to life.
And the last one is, I mean, I want to talk about AI. You guys were right. There are a lot of things that we cannot really predict there. Depends on multiple factors. But one thing that I'm seeing as a result of growth in AI and also what the VC ecosystem did to the startup ecosystem is the rise of the solo to two-partner entrepreneurs launching these bootstrap startups. So we are not going to see a lot of startups chasing funding. So there are a lot of VCs out there that would look to deploy capital, but not a lot of startups that would like to raise money from VCs because they sort of poise the game, especially if they're not builders. So I hope and I think in 2024 we'll see more of this. Few people working on an idea, they don't have a large team, they don't measure their success in the size of their team and how much they raise, but they would rather create meaningful products powered by AI, and AI will enable this. And even if the products themselves are not powered by AI, the whole organization around that, the company will be, a lot of decisions and tools around that will be AI made and driven by AI. So I think this rise of the a small business, solo entrepreneur, two people working on an idea, we'll see a lot more than what we are used to seeing before, and a lot less.
I don't disagree with that, but
chasing the VC route.
I don't see VC going anywhere neither. Like I still think like people will just keep pouring money on smaller teams. It's possible.
Yeah,
they can
that's
both
for
coexist.
Sure.
Yeah.
So these are my predictions.
I'm sure you'll have the first AI VC next year. Also, it would be an easy bet.
Frank, there already is an AI VC board member, and so
yeah. But what I'm saying is not that we are not going to see them, but a lot of these startups are not going to look at the VC direction. There are other ways to build your company. And the last couple of years, we've been in this bubble where the VC seem to be the only route, which is not the case. We all know that.
I agree. I'm oh no. Well, you guys know I work on that, so we'll see what happens. But I agree.
So any of our predictions,
is that it?
Are they like extremely controversial, any of these, or do we feel like we're too?
I think I've tried with Taiwan. It's pretty controversial.
Yeah, it's pretty controversial. So the most so the winner for the most controversial one is Frank. World War III, Taiwan.
I didn't say World War III. I never said that. Jesus.
No, hopefully not. No.
I just said, all I said is we'll talk a lot about Taiwan next year, but a lot more.
Okay, so
we'll talk more about these things because there are a lot of, as you said, presidential elections going on, but that's not going to change the trajectory that we're on right now, the path. I think 2025 maybe we'll see changes, but 2024, it's all about the elections and just mainly talk about things and keep what we have so far.
So I was the only person to cover space, which is interesting. We all covered AI. I talked about financing, and so did Teddy. Frank didn't talk about financing, but that's because he just raised a bunch of money for his startup. He's not going to have to worry about it.
I'm always worried about it, but
do we think 2024 is going to be a better year than 2023 for the three of us personally?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
100%.
No doubt.
100%.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think a prediction for the podcast is we're going to start bringing in guests at some point, and maybe we'll get a theme song. And maybe we'll have 10 to 12 subscribers. That would be nice. Or maybe 200,000. Who knows? Depends if we can get any controversial things to go viral.
What's your prediction on the number of subscribers by end of December 31st, or whatever, the last episode of 2024? What's it gonna be?
Frank.
I pass. Oh no.
No, you can't pass. You have to answer.
Do I have to? Is that the rule? For
Yeah.
when? 2020, a year from now?
Yeah, the last episode next year. Yeah, a year from now.
I mean, next year we're going to start to have, to actually interview people. So, I don't know, I would say maybe 2,000 views.
Just like the
That's a very
2000, like the concrete number, or
just 2,000
Yeah, concrete
views,
number.
a whole
2,000
entire.
view-ish at the on some of our videos, and we'll keep growing slowly.
wait, 2000 views, not subscribers.
Oh, subscribers, yeah, sure. 2,000 subscribers. That's fine.
So 2000 views will be the top video, and then we'll have 2000 subscribers.
For some reason, that doesn't.
Yeah,
make
sure. I would say 1,000 subscribers top.
Okay.
Maybe
God,
we go slowly.
you really put your sights low on these things.
Really? I mean, it starts slowly. Like, I think, if we're at 1,000 next year, it's going to be 10,000 the year after, and then 100,000. That's good.
Is that how
We'll
the
do it every
exponential
week.
curve? Is that how the exponential curve works?
I mean, how many subscribers do we have today?
7 maybe.
Five, six,
am I
eight,
being
I don't know.
am I being negative by saying we're going to do times 100 that, or?
I don't know, Teddy. What's your answer?
I think the top video will have what is it right now? 50 views. I think we'll have maybe like 76,000. Let me write the number down. 76,253.
And
That's
what's cool,
the
I like that.
number of, yeah, and subscribers maybe like I don't know, 3,556.
I think. See, that's more realistic. The subscriber level, because the subscriber level.
I said 1,000. I said 1,000 subscribers, and
Okay, we'll
maybe
see next year.
Okay,
I'm being positive. If I say 1,000 subscribers, obviously we'll have more views. But I mean, realistically, I would say I'd be happy with 300 subscribers and 6,000 views.
I think we'll have 2,100 subscribers,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and I think we'll have an average of 21,700 views. 21,777 views.
That's the most watched video.
The most
Like
watched video? Maybe we'll have 77,777 views.
Okay.
Sure.
All
I mean,
right.
if we want a lot of you, it's easy. I mean, we can do that, right? It's going to be, hi, welcome to Entrepreneurs in 1 Minute Entrepreneurs, or 1 minute
Wait, so is that
video
our
about
prediction?
what's hot this week.
Maybe our prediction next year is we just change our format, and it would just be like, here's how you
If
can
we
make
change
it
the format.
too. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I started my business with $100.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Let's do that. Let's do a bullshit podcast once. At least we should do one. Can we do one bullshit one where we just pretend to do like what everybody else does?
Yeah, of course.
That'd
We
be
actually
pretty
have to write a script for it. It's a lot of work.
I don't think we do. I think it would come naturally. It would be something like to be like, the most important thing I've learned when I did business, and I've learned like billions of dollars of company, and I helped so many billionaires to be successful. Like, there's two things that comes in mind. One is intention. Two is action. Intention and action. So many times I see people with intention and no action. So many times I see people with action and no intention.
Is execution. Let me tell you, when I was having dinner,
execution is important, but the idea is also very important. That's one of the largest things that people think. They think the idea doesn't matter.
Teddy will tell us it's all about the engineering aspect of it. You have to have a genius engineer.
Put in the work.
I mean, look, if you want to be successful right now, it's AI. You have to do that. Forget about Web3. That was the 2020.
Forget about Bitcoin.
It's all about AI now.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that, and then we'll have tons of views. But Jesus, we have self-honor.
So the assumption is that we're gonna keep the same format. We are not gonna go to that direction.
Yeah, the assumption is
these little shorts are.
Yeah.
These are cool short videos that I'm gonna cut and share on social. Where Frank gives his predictions.
No, I disagree, because if your podcast has no view, then you're no one. No one gives a shit about you. What we need to aim for. We have to be ambitious, guys. Like, it's 2 million views. It's going to be the largest podcast ever done.
So you mentioned Fabrice. You mentioned Fabrice. I love Fabrice.
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Amazing.
how many views his podcast has or his followers, and I think it's like when he does his blog post, I think he has 3 comments on his blog post, and content is actually really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know who he hired to do his stuff, but like if I actually look at his podcast,
We'll invite him. We should invite him.
oh,
So.
absolutely. This is an open, and Fabrice would totally do it because he loves us. But like I'm looking at Fabrice's podcast. I want to look here to see how many followers he has. No, it's weird. They don't have like. Okay, one of his videos is 256 views. I mean, that's 256 more than. Yeah, it's. I don't actually like. I can't find it. Do you have his podcast somewhere, Frank?
What's the most view you guys have?
Like historically of any video that I've ever done, or us?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just googling YouTubing you.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe 5,000 views.
Ooh.
What about you guys? What about you, Teddy? For something you've worked on?
There's one that has over 2 million, but it's not me. It's the Crack Your Screen app that we built. So that's like the video
doesn't
for the app.
count.
But
Okay.
it's a good
Well,
number.
no, but that does count. That does count.
Does
What do you mean
count.
it
It's
doesn't
our
count, Frank?
production. It's yeah.
No, when I
like-
Google Gabriel Schillinger, I've got some guy who plays, I don't know, piano.
No, it's a different guy.
Cello.
You got to do a different guy.
Yeah.
That does count. See, I love the guy who talks the least out of all of us has the most views on a video. Frank,
Who?
when's your
to find
video
a
of
video.
2 million?
No, I mean, it doesn't count. There's no, you're talking on your video that has 2 million views, or just the video of your app?
2.3 million views so far.
Why does it have
But is your face in it? Can I see Teddy on it? That's the whole point.
No.
That doesn't count.
Okay, so I actually like Fabrice's podcast is called Playing with Unicorns. It's got 1.2 thousand subscribers, and the average viewing is 23 views is one episode. 500's one. They had 1,000 views on them, and it's actually really good content. He's got like Kevin Ryan on it. But it's interesting. You'd think Fabrice would have like
because we follow him in signal to ratio, like to noise.
Yeah.
It's like Yann Lequin. I follow him a lot, but I'm not sure people do. I was watching. I've got a video that I've made that has 14,000 views, and I forgot about it. I made a video about how to repaste your Zephyrus G15 laptop.
Well, my
what
brother.
was your number, Frank, again?
This one is 14,000, and I've got 5,000 views on explaining people how to cook aligot with potatoes and cheese.
Okay.
So
The one that I have the most, that has my face in it, has 6.1 thousand.
Oh wow.
That's the GPT-3 demo day 2020.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that was the was that OpenAI or is that YC?
That's open. That's guys from OpenAI, Tesla, and Pioneer. What was the name? Daniel.
Yeah,
Nice.
Daniel Gross. Yeah.
Our friend Daniel.
Yeah.
I think for me, the most that I have is a video that, oh my God, this Crypto Invest Summit video of 2,000 views. And then Spark Labs demo day of 1,000 views. But does it qualify? My brother has a video that's got like 3 million views.
Wow. He wins.
Yeah, I think one of them's got 4 million views. And then Bruno.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's just...
Is his face in it?
Bruno's got a video. It's got, no, Raymond's face. It's in all of them. His voice.
Okay.
His voice,
yeah.
I mean, it's his podcast. So, which hit the link, hit like to subscribe. You can't unhear this. Also, please subscribe to ours. We want at least 10 subscribers. Okay, I think we've got our predictions. Are we taking time off next week? Are we doing another one? What's our plan?
I think we should take time off next week.
All right.
Should we, or should we just
you guys
do
will
like
be
a quick
traveling? No,
I'm thinking, but I don't mind doing the thing. To me, the issue is the quality of the recording. If we don't have mic and stuff, and so I would rather skip the next one, take a holiday.
Skip it, or we could do like a little Iceland. We could do a little Iceland 10-minute one where we're like,
sure.
Let's book something where we do something it's lower quality, but we make it 10 minutes.
We'll try to make it in front of a volcano.
Yeah, something like that. So we'll get Teddy. Teddy will have a nice background in
Sure.
his. Well, let's see if our predictions come through. We'll post some of these up online through AI. And everyone have a happy new year.